as you come onto your mat, just bend out your knees. CRP, constructive rest position. So we're going to take the psoas out of it right from the get-go. And then take your thumbs to your ring finger and middle pinky finger. Thumbs to ring finger and pinky finger. This is prana, vayu. Prana, that's our life force. So when we place our hands in this position, it supports energy, it supports vitality. So if you need to stop and refuel, you're really exhausted, this is a really good mudra to use. Let the belly just be full, relax, so you can receive the breath. Breathing in and breathing out. And prana takes many forms. Of course, oxygen, but it's also what we eat. It's the company that we keep. It is what we watch and read. We have a say. It can pollute or it can nurture. So when we are discerning the viveka in our consumption, that's one kind of karma. On the next inhalation and belly breath, shrug your shoulders up to the ears. So now we're stretching the lungs top to bottom. And as you exhale, just flatten a wee bit and pull the shoulders down. And then relax the shoulders and take a breath in and out. And we'll do it again on your next in-breath. Into the belly, but also shrug the shoulders to the ears. And release, pull them down as you flatten the back. And then relax as you breathe in and out. Let's do it one more time. Belly breath in. Shrug the shoulders. And I know it feels really counterintuitive. Exhale, pull the shoulders down. And then relax. Now switch the mudra. So now you place your thumb on your index finger and middle finger. This is vayu. Oh, they all vayu. Sorry, Vyana vayu is what I meant to say. Vyana, spreading, diffusing. So we increased the prana into our lungs, but now we want it to go everywhere in our body. This mudra is also good if digestion is a little sluggish. So it helps circulate. It helps with movement. And our bodies, things have to move. Nervous system, cardiovascular system, digestive system, lymph system, endocrine system. Without movement, there's stagnation. And we know stagnation is what brings dis-ease. So starting with the prana mudra and then go to Vyana mudra. So we have 5 winds in our bodies. There are some people like to suggest that we may have sex, but I'll let that one rest too. Last week, we did the upward wind, Udana, and then there's the downward wind, which is Apana. And then we have Samana, consolidation. And there is a mudra for each. So this week, Prana and Vyana. Bring it in, and then let every cell in the body receive life energy. Now begin to bring attention to your pelvis. As you breathe in and out, can you sense the breath also drawing into the pelvis and the pelvic floor? The pelvic diaphragm moves along with the breathing diaphragm. So when we breathe in, the belly expands, the pelvic floor moves down. And as we exhale, both diaphragms moves up. And these are the energies that we harness in both the bandhas, Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, and Uddiyana Bandha, the abdomen. So sensing how they are already there on the out-breath. It's subtle. But sensing downward move and upward move. On the next out breath, let's flatten the low back and draw the pelvic floor up. And then relax as you breathe in. And again, exhale, flatten, pull the pelvic floor up. And then relax. So it invites to both the arcs and flatten. Now let's take the arms overhead. If it's uncomfortable to take the arms overhead, just take them wherever it's comfortable for you. It can be out to the sides. Discernment again, good karma. You don't want to hurt your body, violates ahimsa. And if you're not sure about a modification, I am watching you, but just unmute and ask. We're still in class. So now as you inhale, diaphragms move down. Now exhale and flatten, pull the pelvic floor up, lower abdomen in and up. And reach the arms as far back as is comfortable for you. Now hold them back there so they're on the floor, not floating. As you exhale, arch again. As you inhale, sorry. And then exhale, flatten. I know you all caught that one. Inhale, the breath of expansion. Prana. Now exhale, pelvic floor draws up. Mula Bandha. Uddiyana Bandha. Do it one more time. And relax the arms down wherever it is comfortable. And then just gently turn your head from side to side. Exhaling, relax the head to the side. Inhaling back to center. Not a big hairy deal. It all connects. And the rectus spinae runs from sacrum to the skull. So tension anywhere along that? There is tension anywhere along that. As we come back to center, let's Without using the hands, draw the right knee in. And we're going to begin to just explore hip mobility. So the right knee pulls in, take the foot back to the floor, and slide the leg out. And then take a full breath in and out. Relax the hips completely. And then slide the leg up again. Draw the knee towards the chest. We're releasing it down towards the floor. Slide the leg out. Take a breath in and out. Let's do that one more time. Slide the leg up. Draw the knee in. And then sliding it all the way out. Relax completely. Doesn't that feel good? Now let's roll your leg in and out. We have this idea that exercise has to be hard. I don't think so. Now rolling the leg out. So this is what I sometimes call the fallen tree, and then slide the leg up. Knee is now out to the side. Lift the knee up. And then draw the knee in. So meaning stand the foot up and then pull the knee in as we did before. Let the foot come back down. Relax the knee out to the side. So now we added external rotation. Slide the leg long. And just let it release. Relax. Breath in and out. We'll roll the leg in again. Roll it out, sliding it up. And then stand the knee up. Draw it in towards the chest again. Relax the foot back to the floor. Knee towards the floor. And sliding it out. So we are just pondering our mobility. Or I should say rather our agility. Because our mobility is part of what's available to us. All right, let's do it again. Slide the leg up. Stand it up. Draw the knee in, but this time take it across so that your knee crosses over. Oh, we're going to take it back towards the hip flexor. Plant the foot back down. Lower the knee to the floor, sliding it out. So slowly but surely we are getting most of our hip movers on board. Roll the leg in, roll it out, slide it up again, stand it up, take the knee up, take it across. As high as you can. You're going to get a little glute event. Take it back out to the side. Now you're going to take it all the way out to the side. And we're going to circle it all the way down. Roll the leg in. Rolling it out. Now pull the knee up towards the shoulder. Take it across. So making a big circle. And circling it all the way back. Sliding back to where you started. You can do that one more time. Rolling the leg in, rolling it out, sliding it up, knee towards shoulder, crossing it over. But now when you take it back, hook your heel across your left knee and let the knee come down towards the floor. So this is figure 4. Draw your left knee in and place that all the way down onto the floor. Unhook the right knee, pull it towards the right shoulder, and we circle it, circle around again. Roll the leg in. Let's do this a couple more times. Leg rolls out. We circle the knee around, catch the knee with the heel. Release the right knee towards the floor. Draw the left knee in. And then draw the right knee towards the right shoulder and circling it back out. All right, last one. Rolling it out, big circle, coming about. Hook the heel across the knee. Draw the left knee in, releasing it down. And then unhook the right heel and all the way back out. Let's slide out the left leg. Pause. I'm a big fan of these pauses. Feeling the right side of your body. How does that rest on the floor compared to the left? Where do you feel the breath? I think it's worth repeating on the other side, don't you? Now, so bend up your right knee and let's slide the left up. And we started just with the simple hip flexors. Pull the knee in, place the foot back down, sliding it out. Make this as easy as you can. As you slide the leg out, let it roll out and relax completely. Know or invite your body to let go. We're so used to just holding on to a little bit of tension. Roll the leg in and out, sliding it up again. Plant the foot down, slide it back out, and let it flop. Take a breath in and out. So right leg is bent up, and that is just supports the spine a wee bit. Let's do it one more time. Slide the left knee up, drawing it in, get the hip flexor on board. A muscle that's tight, it's not a strong muscle. It becomes a very weak muscle. It begins to atrophy because it's not getting prana, it's not getting blood supply, nutrients. Now we're going to add the tree part. So roll the leg in and out, and then we slide it up with the knee out to the side. And then we whoop, stand the foot up. I was getting ahead of myself on this one here. Pull the knee in and then take it across. So we start it nice and slow. Take the leg back, plant the foot down, and release the knee down. But I do invite you just to play a little bit with this. We can take our body into movements that we are not ordinarily doing when we are standing habitually. Roll the leg in and out, sliding it up again into tree, and then stand the leg up, slide, take it into the chest and across. Take it back. That was the last one of those. Release the knee down. That helps get the little adductor dudes, they get it really tight. Roll the leg in and out and sliding up. So now let's draw the leg across. Hook the heel across the knee. Relax the knee towards the floor, and we draw the right knee in, releasing it down. And now draw your left knee towards the left shoulder, circling it all the way out and down. Rolling it in, rolling it out, sliding it up. Big circle coming around, catching. Right knee, relax the left knee down, and then pull the knee in. Take the right foot down, and then take your left knee towards the left shoulder, circling it from this trajectory all the way around. Now, if this doesn't feel good, Don't keep doing it. Do one of the other variations that we started with. So that's why we layer it in very gently. So there's always a pause. Let's do it one more time. I think actually we need two more times. We'll take the knee about, hook, relax, draw in, foot to the floor, and take the knee back and around. Last one. Our hips, the sacral chakra. That's our emotional junk drawer. For many reasons. All right, slide the right leg out once you come down and roll the legs in and out. It's our sense of identity. Who am I? Why am I here? And where am I going? So that's part of the third one too. Let's bend up the knees and let's come around to tabletop. Actually, we're going to take the blanket off the mat. But today, let's fold the blanket up and then keep it on the mat for our knees. And then you will take your blocks and also place them at the top of the mat. You're not going to use them right now, but there they are when we get there. We'll start back in the puppy pose. I know I said tabletop, but we're going to go to puppy because we're going to warm up the shoulders a little bit more. Toes are tucked under. And then we'll inhale up to modified plank and lift the heart into our tall cobra. And exhale, pull back, puppy pose. Let's go back and forth. Squeeze the buns a little bit once you come into the back bend. That protects the low back. And then stretch it out once you go back. Back and forth. Easy peasy. It's just a very easy little movement for shoulders and hip mobility. And then next time you calm yourself back to puppy, you'll lift up into tabletop. And now we're going to take our blocks. And I am 5'7.5" My old joke is I used to be 5'10", but that was because I did the math wrong from centimeters. I haven't shrunk any. We'll take the right foot up between the hands. So aren't you happy we have a blanket right there? I'm sure I am. Now lunge your right knee forward and creep the toes forward so that the knee does not travel past the ankle. So my blocks are my arm extenders, so I can keep my spine long. That's the whole purpose of that. Now exhale, let's take the hips back. Let the front of your foot lift, so you're rolling onto the back of the heel as you go back and forth. Exhale, going back. You can round a little bit here, but keep the roundedness in the low back, not in the upper back, as best as you can. Remember from last week, we had the whole osteoporosis. So be mindful of how you move your spine. Let's do one more breath. Back, that's a little hamstring. We come forward. Now let's stay forward. Staying forward. So for hip mobility, we have to have stability and flexibility. So keep your hips where they are. Hands are on blocks, and then press the left heel back. Press the left heel back. Can you do so without lifting up much? So, again, take care of your body. So it may not come up. That's perfectly fine. Hug the inner thighs together. Hug the inner thighs together so you create stability around the hips. And we'll take the back knee down. Take your right leg back and the left leg up. It is going to get right to it. And lunge the left knee forward. Lunge, 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 lunge. And make sure that you continue to creep the toes forward. And again, hands, arm extended. So my spine is long and lifted. And then let's do a little bit of hamstring work here. The hamstrings attached to the pelvis. On your sits bone, your ischial tuberosities. There won't be a test, so no worries. Back and forth. One more time. Staying forward, lift the heart, lift the heart. Hug the thighs together. Feel how that helps Mula Bandha engage. So there is stability across the hips as we begin to press the heel back. Press the heel back. So we are almost in the full split here. Hanumanasana. Worry not, we are not practicing that. I haven't taught that in years. And we'll take the knee down. And take the knees, both knees on us onto the floor. Take the hands onto the floor. I'm really trying to say. And then let's do puppy and cobra again. And now as you come forward to cobra, tall cobra next time, flip the feet. And maybe lift the knees, maybe lift the knees. Now you feel your glutes really firing. Take the knees down as you stretch back to puppy. Let's do that one more time. Coming forward, flip the feet, lift the knees. And then downward facing dog or return to puppy or wide knee child's pose. Now here, wiggle about, wiggle about. Make your puppy do squirrelies and wiggles, and you can pedal it out if you want. But when we wiggle around, circling, we get into the connective tissue, that fascia. So everybody's drinking 64 ounces of water a day or hydration, preferably with some lemon or other juices in it. Yeah. That keeps the fascia well juiced up. Let's take the knees down again. We'll take the blocks back on the mat. And step the right foot up once more. Take the left knee back. Now let's take the right block and move it to the inside of the right foot so that we can toe heel, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel the right foot out to the side. My heel is still on the mat, but my toes are off. So it's dialed out about 45 degrees, 45 degrees. My hands, my blocks are right under my shoulders. So move your blocks. So just move them over so that you are centered. Again, they're just arm extenders. I'm having a look-see about. Your knee is over your ankle. So just check that it is not behind it, but it is over it. Adjust your stance accordingly. And then here, can you wiggle around a little bit? Again, we're getting into that connective tissue. Don't be forceful. I don't want some deep stretches. I just want a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just some wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Well, that's going really well. Now here, hug the thighs together again. I know it's hard because they're very far apart. And then begin to let your right knee drop out to the side so that the bottom of your right foot is lifting up. So the knee is dropping. Now, remember, they have a relationship. So don't sickle the ankle. If the knee is dropping out 10 degrees, so is the foot 10 degrees. So the knee draws out to the side. You're now on the pinky side of the foot. Big toe mountains lift a little bit. Is there a little bit more wiggle to have here? Just a little bit of wiggle. This is a variation of king pigeon pose. Another pose I really don't teach no more. Now, hug the thighs together, hug the thighs together. And then maybe, if it's available, press back and lift the knee. Now be kind, so the left knee has come up. And let the left knee come down. And now we're going to toe heel, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. Back in where we were. Oh, wait, there's more. Bend up your left leg. Give it a little squeeze in. Nice facial expression. Now look over your right shoulder. Can you see it back there? Reach back and say, hey, how you doing? And maybe just say hello. Give it a little handshake. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. And if you can't quite do a handshake, just wave at it. Wave the foot, wave the hand. And this is I saw you. And we'll take the hands down and let's switch it out. Take the left block to the inside as you toe heel out. So let me show it from the side. So I am toe heeling out to the side. You can't really see my feet, can you? So that was just not helpful at all. So there we are. So here I walked it out, knee over the ankle. So far so good. My hands are right under my shoulders. And then we just had a little sort of wiggle fest here. We just did a little bit of swirling around. Again, it's just like getting to know you. But we're not taking hostages. We're just settling in. And then we relax the knee out to the side, rolling onto the pinky side of the foot. But don't dial the ankle quicker than what you're dialing the hip joint. Think of your ankle being in a cast. It cannot move on its own, so it'll move no further than what your hip allows. And then we did a little wiggle again. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. A little hippie. And then we explored pressing the hips back. Press the hip back. And again, king pigeon pose, but without the risk of blowing the knee out, as this pose can do. One of the reasons I don't teach it, especially not on Zoom. Let's take the knee down, foot down, toe heel, back in. We are back where we started. I'll turn around again. And now, in the lunge, invite the right heel towards the tush. And then look over your left shoulder and reach back and either just wave at it or give a little handshake. Hello. And we let go. And from here, take the blocks down. There's another dog or puppy. Wiggle it about. And yes, that heel squeeze can create a little bit of a hamstring surprise. I know. Now let's take the knees down again. Tabletop. And then take your right leg out to the side, sometimes called the fire hydrant pose. And let it come down. There's like a little swing door. So you're lifting your right hip up a little bit higher than the left so it clears. Lifting it out to the side. Now, as you lift the leg, not lifting the hip, just Now, sorry, not lifting the pelvis, it's just a pure hip movement going back and forth. Oh, these little muscles are really loving it. Keep the elbows straight, spine long. And now let's hold it up, holding it up. And then pull it up towards the right shoulder. And back, we'll call this position 2. And then again, right shoulder and position 2. This is what we did on our backs. I know it feels so different now we're doing it here. And can you hold it up? Just hold it up on the shoulder. Can your knee give the shoulder a kiss? Oh, and we'll take it all the way back down. Wag your tail. Move things around a bit. And yep. So if your wrists are starting to say, you know what, this is not fun, you know, you can take your blocks and you can place your forearms on the blocks and you can hang out here. Same difference. So we started with the swing door, taking the leg out to the side and releasing down and lifting and lowering. So here what you're using is gluteus medius and the piriformis for women. These are often really weak. But if you think you can say, no, mine are not weak, I work these every day, and then gold star to you. But if this is not your idea of a good time, adding it into your practice. All right, let's hold it up. And now move it up towards the shoulder and down. Pull it to the shoulder. And now as you move, can you make the movement smooth and easy? So you know jerkiness. And then let's hold it up. Hold it. Kiss the shoulder with your knee. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. You're all looking fabulous. And take the knee back down and wag the tail again. Wag, wag, wag. And then dog or puppy or wide knee child's pose or wall dog. The element of this sacral chakra is water, fluidity. Not frozen water, but running water. Now let's walk the hands towards the feet, feet to the hands. Remember the lesson from last week, bend the knees and piston yourself all the way up. And take the hands down. Natarasana. That's a great pose. King. There's a lot of kings tonight, isn't there? King dancer pose. A wall is really good because this is a balance pose. And I'm always like to strap or not to strap. So I'm going to say, if you know that that foot is not going to be available, make a little loop with your strap. And then we'll stand by a wall. Now, rather than swing the leg back and catch it here, it's actually easier to catch it if you take the knee forward because we disarmed the hip flexors. They won't lock up on us. Then take the strap around the ankle or hold the ankle with your hand. Now we bring the knees side by side, side by side. If you are rehabilitating a knee injury, that's why I put the chair here, and it's really hard for you to do. You can use a chair and just place the top of the foot on the chair. You can do the same actions and it will work it just as well if your knee flexion is not much past 90 degrees. whichever variation you're doing, hand or strap, you're gonna resist with the foot and then begin to draw the tailbone towards the floor. Either keep the hand on the wall or sliding it up. I always laugh when I watch the skaters at the Olympics. They make this look so easy, so apparently I'm just missing the skates, and this would be a sense. Now invite the leg back, invite the leg back. Keep the tailbone down towards the floor. And then let's connect with the wall, back to neutral, and release down. And we should turn and do the other side. Always time to pet a dog in between. So as you turn, so the wall is just a nice precaution. You can also use a chair, but falling in a balanced pose is just not my idea of a good time. So let's catch the other ankle, either with the strap, and again, bending the knee up, catching it here. This is a little trick from Doug Keller, because we disarm the hip flexors. Now pressing the foot into the hand or into the strap, draw the tailbone towards the floor, and then maybe take the arm to the sky. Foot pressing into a hand or strap, other hand on the wall or at the sky, and then begin to move the knee back. So keep the trajectory. Keep the trajectory. Don't let the knee begin to track out to the side. Sneaky, sneaky boogers, those knees. One more breath. And then slowly release. Tadasana, mountain pose. When we sit down a lot, the hip flexors, they get really tight. And then we come into this pull up with low back pain. So drawing the tailbone towards the floor, but lift the pubic symposium, the pubic bone up, up, up. And then from here, without a lot of fuss, let's just come onto our belly. And we'll come into Sphinx pose. And here we use the same action of the pelvis, tailbone towards the heels. And feel how that produces length and lift on the low back. Not the belly is what I'm trying to say. It protects the low back. So give the buns a little squeeze as you begin to make this more active, moving the thoracic spine into your back, into your back. So the shoulder blades are going to be traveling down and together, down and together. I feel like I'm watching an episode of Pet TV. I like it. Now, this is going really well. Swing the right arm in front so it is touching the left elbow. Bend up the left leg. Again, heels to tush. So we're already in a back bend here. So we're halfway there, right? Reach back with your left hand to left foot. Kick the foot back, kick the foot back. So if you can't reach, stay in Sphinx pose, but bring the foot in. Just keep bending the knee and press the hips down, press the hips down. And then let's release. And then we'll do the other side. Pressing the hips down, bend up the other leg, and then reach back. And again, if the foot is not readily available, I much prefer you work on getting the hip flexors released first, because the strap kind of changes the pose. And actually, I think we begin to miss some of the benefits of the pose. So bending the knee up and release. Crocodile. Stack one hand on top of the other. Rock the hips from side to side. And then begin by lifting the heart. So far, this is not too bad, right? We'll bend up both legs. So this may be your variation of boat pose tonight. We're creating the back bend. Now, not boat pose, silly me, bow pose. Or use the hands. Here. With the hands, we kick the feet into the hands, and we might get a little bit more lift. And maybe lifting the thighs. And breathe. So whichever variation, breathe. And lowering down. And crocodile. Stack the hands, rock the hips from side to side. And I want to have a look-see. So one more time, because this pose is that good. So crocodile, heart and head lift, bend the knees in, pull the hips, or the heels to the hips, and then either stay here or reach the hands back and catch. Well, maybe you're catching your pant legs. That counts too, but be kind. Be kind. Sthira Sukha Asanam. Poses must be steady and comfortable to be of benefit. If there's struggle, we are stealing a stay what does not, we don't have yet, but we're trying to take it. Be patient in the practice. Be patient. And release down. Crocodile, last one. Swing the hips from side to side. And then find your way over onto your back. And draw the knees in. Happy baby pose. So this may mean to hook the forearm behind the knees. It may lifting the feet up towards the sky, and maybe hold on to the ankles or the bottom of the feet. So letting the knees just flop. I know I say just so very carelessly. Let the knees be wide. Think back to your crib days. You're just laying there, sucking your toes. That really would be a weird habit still to be doing, wouldn't it? Letting the spine just lengthen back out. It's a fair bit of hip flexion and back bending. Now let's draw the knees together and place the feet down. We're going to roll over onto one side and sit up so we can sit up for our last pose. So 2 blankets. And if you don't have any blankets, fear not. You can still do the pose. I'm going to start with a hot dog fold. So just a long fold. This is for my spine. And if you know that your head needs some support, you can either use a pillow or your other blanket under the head. So we're just adding a little bit of elevation. And then your 2 blocks. And then I'm sitting, I don't have the blanket all the way up to my sacrum. There's a little bit of space. So as you come down, your head is well supported. Using your blocks or animals or anything else that will support you well, so that your knees are not pulling on the inner groin. So you take them just to the right height where you feel supported. So that's too low, that feels stretchy. I don't want stretchy. And then once here, relax. So in Supta Pada Konasana, reclined, bound, angled pose, kona. The forehead is slightly higher than the chin slightly higher than the heart higher than belly. So we're opening up this whole lower abdomen area. Spaciousness, an area again we keep a tremendous amount of tension here. And when there's tension, there's no fluidity. I started talking about this chakra. Who am I? So this is where we begin to create our identity. Truly, who am I? And it can be hard to feather out our sense of ourselves because it's all tangled up with what other people have told us, what we are, what we ought to be, or what we could be. So that's why this is sometimes a bit of an emotional junk drawer, because there can be conflicting messages. So I invite you just to sift out all of that that's not your voice. Know that you are awesome. Now bringing all fingertips together, that is Samana Mudra. Now we are consolidating the practice. Samana together, incorporating, receiving, utilizing. Let the breath be full and easy. Color for this chakra, you would think it'd be blue, but no. It is orange, bright orange. And the seed sound is VUM. So if you feel that there is either a lack of fluidity in the hips or that your sense of self is a little squeezed, senses, another aspect of this chakra, right to feel, then simply think of this bright orange disc at the lower abdomen, and then silently or out loud chant bum 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 bum. The vibration of the seed sound is the vibration of the chakra, so that helps wake it up. Relax your hands and then use your hands to bring your knees together. Let go of all effort. Full and whole. Absolutely perfect. Gently deepen your breath, maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Rock the knees gently from side to side. Rolling all the way over onto one side. Using your arms and hands to press up into a comfortable seated posture. We'll bring our palms together at heart center. With so many tragedies that we have witnessed in the past week, the past weeks, the past month, it all runs together. It is horrific. What is happening? Inward, outward? I don't know. But I can pray for peace. And then I can practice the 4 Brahma Viharas. Kindness, compassion, sharing in your joy, and then equanimity. So we'll close with 3 Om Shanti Shanti Shantis, and then 3 Oms following that, setting the intention for peace within and without. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And then exhale and bow your head towards your heart, your divine light that chose to come into human form. So in the words of Mary Oliver, what are you going to do with this precious life of yours before you give the light back to the great light? Let's bring our gaze back up. Namaste.